Hey there. Let's see. I found out what was going on, Michelle, with the design. I've been sitting here working on the Logan Solutions site. Um, so um, I definitely can tell that there was something new that you were going through here. Um, this is Elementor online. There were some new features that you were dealing with that you hadn't seen before, and it was a grid that you were seeing. So I understand now that because of that grid, you were having to use padding and margins all over the place. So yeah, sorry about that. Um, so here's how the home page is looking. And I did resize this image so that we get the whole nuance thing here. I think I told it to fit, and it shrunk it in. So what I did was I just made the background black. So um, I play with some formatting and some other things. I went with a lot of black just to keep it nice and clean. I was liking the way that was looking. Um, Other changes. I made the top right button start your trial instead of request a quote, and I made the color the same as this. If you go to the DMO page, I came over here and I redid this one. See the pinstripe here, the divider. Um, I used that color up here, so there's some continuity in the site. Um, and I put a return for the fast extreme response, so it balanced out here. And then these, I shrunk these down to 75 by 75. These little icons, so they just got nice and they weren't pixelated, so I brought them down a bit. And then went with a lot of black here. I did the line above and below this, brought the size of the people down, and then spaced this out a little differently. I'm going to make this start free trial now. A button. So excuse me. So here's what I'm working on the training page now. So once I finally figured out what you're going through, I've been able to move a little faster here. So here's where you gotta tune in. So what I've been doing is initially what I saw was if I created a new section and I hit the plus here, if you there was the option to do a grid, and you were doing a grid. Now I went in the settings for the site and I turned that off. That's what was giving you those weird spacings where you were seeing things go weird and wonky on you. Now, if you just do this one like it's going down, boom, that's the kind you want. So maybe I can show you on a, where do I want to go here? Do I want to do this? I don't know. Let's go in here. Do I want to go? Okay, let's go to the site settings for a minute. So additional settings, is it in here? Features. Yeah, here it was. So it was in the site settings, in additional settings, in features. You had this grid container feature. I turned this to inactive. Let me put this back to active. Maybe it was the default too. I think it was the default. That's what it was. So now let's go over to the site and we'll go to the training tab, and then I'm going to edit this with Elementor. Okay, so what you're going to see here now is if I was to click this plus button here in the section, I'm going to click it. Notice here now that I'm going to add the container. It's not doing it for me. Is this a grid? It was similar to this is what you were seeing. Anyway, you don't want that. Maybe I hadn't maybe I hadn't saved the settings or saved the changes in additional settings. I don't know. I'm kind of tired, so I'm gonna just move on here. But was it down here? Maybe I had to come. Yeah, I didn't save changes. That's what it was. Okay, so now I went to the bottom and I saved the changes. So let's go back to the page. So grid is back on and it's set as the default. So let's go to training and let's go to edit with Elementor. Okay. Now watch what happens when I hit I'm gonna in the middle. I'm gonna click the plus to add a container, and then I'm gonna hit this here, add the widget. Now watch. Here's what you were coming up against. You had a flex box or a grid. So you were choosing grid, and what would happen there was you would get this, you get the structure thing here, and then you'd be stuck with this. And so that's where you're running these problems where it was just, I can tell it was just absolute hell because you couldn't get things to line up. So let's not do it that way. So what you would want to do is click this and then hit this plus here and then choose the flex box. When you choose that, then you do one of these, and that means that things are just going to insert and go down. So now if you just do a heading and you're good, it's going to lay out properly within this in this box. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back into the additional. So let me just take you here. If you run into this again, let's get you okay. Let's get you dialed in. You would go from, let's just say you're in this page, right? You would go to the, leave this page. Okay, here we go. I'm going to leave this page too. Okay, got a little too many things on here going on. So here's where you're editing the page and you go, well, how did I get to that? Up here in the top left, there's the site settings. Hit that. Then you're not going to see it here. You're going to have to go into additional settings down at the bottom. Then once you're in here, you go to the features. So you get general, integration, advanced, and features. And what I did was this grid container, I set this to inactive. We don't want that. Maybe we do later, but not right now. So once you do that, then go down to the very bottom and hit save changes. So let me go back to the page. And I'll show you what I'm doing. Here's the site. Let's go to training. Okay. I'm going to go to edit with Elementor. Okay. Here's what I'm doing. So, I would go here and go, okay, let's get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. These are all just things I had up here. So let's see. On the left-hand side, let me go to training. I've got another monitor going here. Let me go to the fire shot image. Okay. Please bear with me just a second. Okay, that, right? Okay, I might take this one, and just to bring it in a little bit, I might pad it. Just, I'm going to unlink them, and I'm just going to say the right. No, we got to do a bit more than that. Let's do 200. And then the left 200. Yo, not 2,200. 250. 250. We're breaking a little bit there. Okay. The install is sitting here. So I'm going to go below the install and I'm going to click plus, create a new one, do this. And I'm just going to take this and drag it up here. Now what I got to do is I got to go in here and go check the, okay, so there's none of them in there. So I'm going to do another one and do this. And then I'm going to drag this one into that, right? And then I'm going to do another one and do this. And we're going to drag this into there. Okay, and then let's do another one. And then put in this. Then we're going to take this sucker and drag it in here. Boom. Okay, so now I'm going to kill this. I'm going to clean up the things that those were in, right? I'll look at the left-hand page here. I'm going to install, right? And then we get training materials. Dragon Medical 1 training, right? And then we've got to install, and then get the training materials. We get 2 videos that we don't have. So we're going to have to, we're just going to have to do away with this whole thing and this whole thing. And we're going to go with documents for download. I see what happened. Okay. So, all right. And I see what you did here. You spaced them out. That's looking good. Okay. Do you get what I'm getting at here? The challenge grids. Instead, you want just these. I guess it's called a directional column. It can go down or it can go that way. So anyway, that's all. Okay. I just thought I would share that with you so that you're in tune. I did do the footer as well. I did voice automated. Logan's is now voice automated. I cleaned up the additional verbiage there. I got rid of the social media links. I made the email support at voiceautomated.com, the phone, the 800 number from voiceautomated.com, and just moved them around a little bit. So had to get this done because I canceled the Logan Solutions, and I pointed it now over to the site here. So it's officially pointing at logansolutions.com. It's live. So I kind of had to get busy. So, alrighty. There you have it. Thanks for watching.